Welcome back to Port Elizabeth, the beautiful city. This is part 5. I've started with the headline that I gave when I did this originally, Beachfront All Aglow. So on the 11th of July 2014, I was on the beachfront. So this is mid-winter virtually, and the sun was already starting to set behind dense clouds to the sort of northwest. And it gave some incredible images, which I hope to do justice to, even though I'm filming off a laptop. So this is Shark Rock Pier, and in the distance is the harbour and some Uitenhage Mountains, I think they're called, further afield. And here in the front are goods being sold by vendors. This is the Shark Rock Pier, completed in about 1990, creating a lovely beach. You can just see the sand on the right there. But already at this point, rust and rotting wood were taking their toll, although it was, again, thanks to the local city councillor, they did put some money up and restore it somewhat in the late teens. But it is a spectacular piece of architecture and really a feature of the beachfront, which hopefully they will maintain. And your sculptors, and now this is the kind of rock formation that really is a feature of Port Elizabeth's beachfront. Look at that glow over the harbour. I just couldn't believe that that sort of light just continued for at least an hour. I just couldn't get enough of it. So I was using a cheap Nokia phone. I didn't even, when we went down, I had no, to the beachfront, I had no intentions of filming, of just recording this, but it was so magnificent. So now by this stage I've walked to Humewood Beach, which is a nice, at this point it does fluctuate. Sometimes it's sandy, other times there are rocks exposed. One can't get too close to the laptop screen without getting this sort of wrinkled effect, unfortunately. So these wide angle ones are better. And you'll see the concrete columns sticking out there, which we'll get closer to. But look at this interesting rock in the foreground here. And it was quite a low tide, so I was able to get out in amongst these rocks. There, it's a magnificent array of sculptural shapes. Forgive the sound, there's always somebody mowing a lawn or working an angle grinder or something. Here's a wave smashing into this barrier. It's just like a natural barrier. And there it goes. So those columns and the distant cranes look almost like sailing ships. In this light, almost silhouetted. Those could be the sails of sailing ships. But actually, and we'll get back to it shortly, So there you can see it's actually a slipway, built in 1903 and no longer obviously operational. I think it was used for about 50 years or something. And all that remains really are those parts and then this metal part up which they would hoist the boats, sort of fishing trawler type size boats, to work on shore. To me, each one of these images is just so priceless, because of that light. Here we can get a sense of, so the boats would come up between these things. It was all sort of mechanically worked out and then be hauled up here. And on the left here, there was actually a big concrete platform. It later became a car park. So it's real sculptural, natural sculptural effects. And now sort of headed a bit higher just to get a different vantage point. I mean, you couldn't ask for a nicer sky to offset the local sort of the landscape. There, the sailing ships are off again. So I slowly headed back, but I just couldn't resist a few more photos. It's a nice place for people to do photo shoots. Yeah, at just the slight different angle of the camera, and you get a altogether new view. The sailing ships and so we're heading back towards the pier. Still can't resist the last couple of shots. And there's like light echoing off the clouds there as well. It's interesting. Echoing, maybe reflecting's a better word. Yeah, sun's going down. Very peaceful. The one thing that jarred for me when I looked at these pictures was that polystyrene cup on the right. Just there. Just the variation of the mix of color and texture here, I think is incredible. Each picture has these qualities. And now we've got a bit of human life. Oh, the sun was going down quickly now, I think. yeah. So we'll have to leave it at that. Let's see where next we're going. Skin Markers Corp. Yeah. So cheers for now.